Hi there, Aggie Pixie here, and today I'll be swatching 3 of my favorite watercolor pinks. These colors are from Winsor and Newton. They're Potter's Pink, Rose Madder, and Opera Rose. Plus, I'll be swatching how these 3 colors react with the 2 different watercolor whites, the Chinese white and the Titanium white. So stick around for that. My goal of this channel is to provide you with eye-candy-worthy art tutorials and demos. Unlock your creativity and explore new styles in fine art. If you like the sound of that, please consider subscribing. So grab your coffee or tea and let's get into it. My first most favorite pink is the Potter's Pink. I actually use this for a lot of my paintings. Fun fact about this color is that it's actually a really old color. It was actually introduced by Winsor and Newton back in the 1800s into a watercolor, and it was actually named pink color. It was actually one of the first modern colors that were invented. It's a beautiful pink. I use it a lot for skin tones, lip colors, cheek colors. It's very granulating. It's sort of like a dusty pink. I find it very pretty on its own, but I like to also mix it with some whites, maybe like a Chinese white, which is a very transparent white. Here I'm swatching the color on its own. So this is how it is, just on its own. And as you add more water to it, you can see that it does turn into a more palish pink. It's a very dusty color, a very soft color. Just a reminder, I'll be testing these 3 top pink colors with Chinese white and Titanium white. I'll be demonstrating the differences between these 2 whites and why I absolutely must have these 2 different whites. My second favorite pink watercolor is Rose Madder. Fun fact about Rose Madder is that it comes from the roots of the madder plant, pronounced Rubia tinctorum, and it's a natural organic lake pigment. It used to be used to dye fabrics. This is a beautiful rose color. It's more vibrant yet still soft, and it's great for mixing with whites. Again, you can make it lighter, and this is great for lips, flowers. It's such a beautiful pink, I find. I really can't find any other pink quite like this. So this is the swatch just on its own. And as you can see, the more water you add, the lighter and softer it gets. It's just absolutely beautiful in my opinion. And my third favorite pink watercolor is the Opera Rose from Winsor and Newton, the Professional series. As you can see, this pink is almost fluorescent. It's very vibrant. You could tone it down a lot with just adding water. I wouldn't actually use it for lips. I'm just using it in this demonstration. I would use it more for adding that pop of color and maybe flowers or basically anything when you just want that pop of color. And this is the Opera Rose just on its own. And as you can see, the more water you add, as you dilute it, it becomes softer, more translucent, and you could mix it with whites, maybe some browns to tone it down. And so these are the 3 colors just on its own. So now I want to demonstrate how the Chinese white would affect each color. Now the Chinese white is a transparent watercolor white. So when you mix it in, for example, the Potter's Pink, it is still translucent. It does become more matte, but it is translucent. As you can see, it does change its hue a bit. Now I'm adding it to the Rose Madder, and as you can see, it is still translucent. It still looks pink. It's almost more cool, on the cool side. Adding the Chinese white does make it a little bit more matte, but is not opaque. It is still transparent. Now I'm adding the Chinese white transparent color to the Opera Rose. And as you can see, it does change the hue just a bit. Again, it's matte but not opaque. It's still quite a nice pink color. Still very vibrant. Now I'm going to be testing the Titanium White Watercolor. Now this color, I use it mostly for highlights. It is opaque, and the more water you add, maybe the less opaque it gets. But again, as you see, it is very opaque. It is very white, and it's great for the touches of highlights. And if you mix the titanium white with your watercolor paints, it basically makes your watercolor paint much more opaque. So as you can see, it adds that bright white highlight. So just as a recap, the titanium white is opaque and it is the strongest of all the watercolor whites, and the Chinese white is best for more translucent, more lighter highlights. Did you enjoy this video and are new to this channel? Then please consider subscribing by hitting the button on the screen under this video or in the description. Grab another cup of tea or coffee, and I'll see you in the next video.